Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Clickolding. It is probably going to be one of the weirder games I ever feature on this channel, but anytime Strange Scaffold makes a game, I pretty much feel at least somewhat compelled to consider checking it out. And as a huge clicker game fan, this feels kind of like a no-brainer for me, even if it's going to be extremely bizarre. So let's see how this goes. Fair warning, there are some heavy topics presented in this game. I think specifically like self-harm and possible suicide, so if those things do bother you, you might want to consider watching something else. But otherwise, you know why you're here. Click it. Click it again. Good. Keep clicking. What the hell is he? It's a human, but is wearing like a weird mask. I don't know. It's uncomfortable. Alright. We're just going. You're like, okay, so is this a clicker game? Do we have upgrades? I always have to ask because that's so traditional for the genre, but you're a steady clicker. I like that. The money's nearby. $14,000 cash. That's what you said you needed for the operation. That tally counter resets at 10,000 clicks. When it resets, you get the money. That's the deal. What if I stop? Let's stop at 300. Just take a break. I didn't know you'd come alone. Okay. Get up. Can I? Eat interact. Go to the window. No, open the blinds. I want to see how it feels. Variety. Good. Start clicking. No. No, I hate that. Close the blinds. That was awful. It's like a weird T-Rex mask. Keep clicking. We aren't going to do that again. And I can't. Can I wander around while clicking? What happens if I, like, try and leave? If you leave, don't come back. Oh, exit main menu. No. What about this? Cold, temperate, hot. Let's just do temperate for now. What about this? No, nothing there. Can I go to the bathroom? No, it doesn't look like it can go to the bathroom. Can I sit down? Be honest. Is this your first time? Let's switch to my middle finger. Okay. I mean, we're what? 5% of the way there? It's not that bad. Does mean that this is going to take a while, though. It's my first time doing something like this. That's unsettling. The one problem is I do have a repetitive strain injury, so there's some degree of temptation to turn on my mechanical assistance. That clicker means a lot to me, you know. Okay. We've been together a long time. I was lost. It found me. But I can't click it the way you can. Oh, it's a cuckolding reference. The way you run your fingers over it. The way its shape presses into you. You like it, don't you? Is this one of those where we replace him after we're done? I'll admit, I'm actually a little bit disappointed that this isn't voiced by Rit Nelson, just because. It just, I don't know, feels like it would fit. I'm tensing a little bit, just watching you. Let's stop at 1,000, take a break. He might have dialogue at set intervals like 1,000, but still. Stop. Stop right there. It's so close. We're so close. Just wait. Wait a while. On just the right number. Just like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a sleeping tiger. That's good. That's real good. God. That's a rabbit watching other rabbits. That was something else. Keep clicking. What if I don't wanna? Okay, I have a key. What's the key for? And is he gonna say anything about the fact that... Yeah, because I can't interact with that. Let's bump it up to hop. You stopped. You did ask me to stop, you know. You did this. You wanted me to stop on this for, you know, an amount of time. So interact, move, turn, click. Or spacebar also works for clicking. Good to know. Is he gonna say anything about this? Probably not. Oh, don't stop. Fine. We go back to clicking. I didn't know if he'd, like, start freaking out if I waited too long, and he probably does. But, eh. I could be home, in bed. Let's just go click frenzy for a while. I guess it's weird. It's not actually a repetitive strain injury for me exactly. Are you satisfied with your life, I mean? I fell off a bike when I was a teenager and cracked my wrist in a kind of bad way, and it's never felt the same. And it's very susceptible to, like, repetitive motions hurting it. As far as my life goes, I don't know. I'm actually, like... It's hot in here. Too hot. Change the temperature. Yes. Better. Good. But yeah, there's a couple of things that I'd like to change about my own life on a personal level. I mean, obviously, just losing weight is an easy one. I like food too much. It's one of my, like, big comfort sources. And also, it's so hard to record when I'm hungry. And that's like the big struggle for me. Just baseline. Are you just here for the money? Don't answer that question. The thing I wish I had more time for, and really I should just allocate the time to do so, spending time with, like, people, being somewhat social, that's a big one for me that I need to improve upon. But, of course, 1, I'm kind of lazy, 2, I like my creature comforts. 3, I'm also extremely, like, COVID conscious, I guess would be the way I'd put it. Get that number up. That I don't want to get COVID. Still haven't, and don't plan on doing so. It's been 4 years, and I'm looking for a lifetime record of not getting it. I think it was RSV last fall, because it was different, it was much, like, none of the symptoms matched up, and I wasn't actually really that sick, it just wrecked my, wrecked my upper throat for a little while. The sooner we finish, the sooner you get paid. Don't look at me. even if you're already looking away. Don't turn around. Just like that. Looking away. Okay. Turn around again. This is just weird, man. But yeah, life satisfaction, whatever. I mean, it's mostly just like, I don't want to get sick. It sucks. It freaking sucks. It knocks me on my ass. And one of the quirks of my job is, since I'm fully self-employed and I have a daily quota, clicking for a long time pulls from you, makes you ask questions. I mean, it's a good time for like a meditative talk for sure. I'm just imagining I'm actually talking to this guy and he's just not really paying attention. It's like weird therapy with a creepy man. But, I mean, somewhat inevitably, that is what my job is. I'm assuming of the, like, millions of views out there that I've accrued over the years. God, like, I should actually look at that at some point. I'm always surprised by how long it takes getting to 10,000. But, like, I've got to imagine if the people that have watched my videos, the millions of views out there, some of them are actual, like, really creepy folks. I hadn't really thought about that beforehand. You're good at this. I do it for a living. Maybe better than I ever was. Ever will be. You can give it what it deserves. I like seeing that. Absolutely, it's just cuckolding. Of course. Sorry, the title hadn't clicked with me. Initially. But yeah, so as much as I'd like to, I'm gonna take a break for a second. As much as I'd like to be more social and, like, play... Or... We can't do this all night. Keep going. Give me a break, sir. But yeah, as much as I'd like to be social, it's kind of that fear of getting extremely sick. Because, like I said, quirk of my job, I have to prep all of my videos beforehand. So if I need to put out 7 videos in a week, I need to make sure that I have each and every one of those videos recorded at least the day beforehand. There's some weird puppies out there, you know. Have all kinds of questions. All kinds of judgments. Bring their own sickness into things. You seemed like a good bet, but we're alone. I've got all this money. Anyway. Oh, I can just hold the spacebar. Don't have to worry about that now. This is way better. Now we can just let it go up automatically. Wait, could I have actually just held down the click button? I think holding down the spacebar is a little bit easier on me since I've been clicking a bunch. Yeah, this works way better for me. But yeah, so like, it'd be nice to be social, but it's also kind of a pain. And also my track record with friendships has always been kind of bad. And like I've talked about that before. The cash is underneath the bed. You should know that. Look at the painting. The one of the blind man getting healed. Oh, this one. I didn't notice the one above the bed. Can I look at it? It's above the bed. Look at it. Like, I'm kind of looking at it? I don't know, am I supposed to look at it from here? Yes, that painting. Now click. Oh, is it... Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen that painting before. It's interesting, right? Feels like it shouldn't be here. Like us. Yeah, the other thing I wish I did, had more time for was writing. I don't know, I have all sorts of thoughts and ideas and things I want to talk about, but weirdly enough, despite the fact that I talk for a living, I never really feel like I'm able to get it all out there. So much of it mostly boils down to just a matter of, like, time and energy and pacing. I don't judge you for being here, right? We're both here. You know, when I used to do Let's Plays, it was easy. I could just talk about whatever topic I wanted, because after the first, like, episode, games kind of become a flow state for me. And, you know, so it was easy to play, like, it's not comfortable in here. Change the temperature. I think he wants temperate. No, not that. Wait a second. Yeah, that works. There we go. But yeah, I don't know, I've always wanted to write a book. Every year I kind of like commit to maybe doing NaNoWriMo and something always shows up and messes with it. And then every month or so I try and like write a big blog post, video essay script or something. Most of them don't see the light of day just because busy. Got something leaking from my mouth. I can't reach it through this thing. Why are you wearing it? What is it supposed to be? I thought it was like vaguely gorilla-ish, but it's not. What the hell are you wearing, sir? Let's see. Oh, right, I was trying to talk about, like, pre-recording. Sorry, I've got, like, two different topics I'm bouncing back and forth between because they're intrinsically linked. And then, of course, I've got the interrupting man just staring at me, which is entirely fine, but also creepy and unsettling. Because, yeah, life satisfaction and then also work and time. And, like, it's hard to balance around that. And also the amount of people that were probably actually real creepazoids watching my videos, but I don't really want to, like, focus on that too much because that's problematic. Find a way into that bathroom. It's locked. I think it needs a key or something. I want you to click it in there. I want to hear it. You're in there? I was able to click. I was good. But my hands... I'm sick. Real sick. Didn't think it'd affect so much of me, but it did. You got my hands. The hands I used to have. That's why I asked for a picture. Of your hands. My memory isn't too good anymore. I asked for a lot of pictures. Take a lot of pictures. Don't do much clicking though. Can't click the way I want. Not like you. I don't know, just weird in the bathroom. It's too dark in there. If I could turn on a light or something and see, maybe. But no, oddly enough, there is a sole comfort of having this weird dude staring at me. I think it's because, like, from a YouTube watchability perspective, it's nice to have a subject. Okay. Move. Click somewhere else. I'm looking for something. Something else. Oh, there's scratches on the interior of this door. Still not right. Still not right. It's like just right here. Not right. Keep moving. Can I sit down on the bed on this side? Not right. Not right. Maybe he just wants me to stand in front. Wait, there. That feels right. Good. That'll do. I don't know. God, what was I talking about? I mean, mostly just like not wanting to get sick. Getting sick. If I get sick for a week, I pretty much can't record, or maybe I can only record a little bit, which means I have to record every single one of my videos like the day beforehand, and that in and of itself is a strain. Just because, like, I don't know, it's nice to be able to take days off, weekends off, or, you know, take time off when I need it. You know, today I woke up so tired I could barely stand, so I was just like leaning against walls and stuff. Went out on a walk and felt a lot better afterwards, but I'm still kind of out of it comparatively. And, like, you know, with a normal job, you take a day off or a couple of days off, get back on your feet. And, like, I could do that, but it would be bad for my work, bad for my channel. And so, it's part of the reason why I'll always be very possessive of my time and my health. And why I'm not as social as I'd like to be, because, I mean, both wanting to interact with people, but that requires, you know, time away from my work and hobbies that I do want to complete, but then also risk, sort of. Look at that tiger painting. Okay. Now keep clicking. Can you light it better? It actually is kind of a neat painting. It looks happy. It doesn't know it hurts people. The tiger just lives and rests. We don't get that. We get minds that torture us. I mean, it's true. Talking about the whole, you know, having issues with friendships over the years. This is definitely something that, yeah, I've had to deal with a lot. You know, just friendships that start and fail. Almost always usually due to just, like, weird, harmful behaviors. Either on my end or someone else's. And it's one of those where, I don't know. I just... It gets tiring, I suppose, is maybe the easiest way of putting it. That it's lovely to have friends, but it is exhausting and painful to have bad friends. Or even mediocre ones. Fair weather friends, aesthetic friends. You know, friends that don't show up to your birthday party. As, like, basic and petty as that is. I've definitely told this story on camera before, but, like, my 18th birthday was kind of a washout that we'd slotted around, you know, 10 to 15, or we'd, like, reserved, it was like 10 to 15 slots at a laser tag place. I had a dream once. Saw a man in a chair. Completely strong. Completely clean. I couldn't move. He didn't tell me what he wanted. We were alone, in a white void. A sound tried to reach behind my eyelids. I was awake, and then I wasn't, and he was watching me. The man was perfect. I stood there for hours while he looked at me, while I couldn't move. And he left, and I I made this mask, but I got close. I almost got very close. But yeah, so of the 10 to 15 people who said that they were 100% going to be there, it took a while to find this place. Needed something quiet, clean, where someone wouldn't ask questions. Place where someone wouldn't shout, ruin it. And the rooms. A lot of things don't fit. Most things don't fit, especially now. I feel it on my skin. But yeah, I mean, when I say 10 to 15, three of them, my dad, my brother, and myself. So like, of the 7 to 12 that I was kind of planning around, I'd originally planned for 12, but you know, you never know. Some people can't make it. Of the 12 that I had invited that said that they were 100% going to be there, 3 showed up. 2 answered the phone when I called to figure out, like, hey, what's going on? Mind you, this is like immediately after school. Everybody was supposed to go home, grab their stuff, and like head over to my place so we could ship over to the laser tag. And just like, yeah, no joke, 7 of them just ghosted me on my birthday after saying, like, you know, an hour or 2 before, yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Nothing. I don't know. It's a weird resentment to hold on to, but it's kind of one of those things that just lives with you. We ended up finding some extra people that weren't really my friends to just fill slots. Go to the hallway. You sure? Last time I tried that, it said you're quitting the game. That's right. Like that. That's a little weird. Wait, that like weird resentment has kind of stuck with me as a result of this. It's interesting, our camera actually is not rotating on a central axis. I think our central axis might be the hand. Because rotating here should make him visible. But it does. I don't know, it doesn't matter that much. But I think that one was kind of one of those like harsh, you're now an adult lessons where it's just like, yeah, sometimes you're just gonna have bad friends and you just need to cut them loose. Or at least accept that they're gonna be flaky and not let them get to you, hurt you, question mark. That was a kind of weird and not fun lesson. And like, I don't know. I guess I haven't had quite as many of those lessons. I've still had, like, bad friendships blow up at me. Had some YouTube friends that went sour over the years, you know. Hate to say it, but being a YouTuber is kind of cool. Well, it's a very cool job. I like it a lot. But it does put you in a position where there's a lot of people that can be angry at you just for existing, even kind of within your social circles. Poke that alarm. Alarm? We have an alarm? Oh, this thing. Now click. That's... I don't know what I was expecting. Carry on. But yeah, I've had a couple of friends specifically end friendships with me. Purely due to YouTube growth. And that was always just super bizarre. You know, in one case, I was doing really well with a couple of games, and one of my pseudo-friends at the time hadn't been doing too well. You know, their streams were kind of bombing, and their YouTube videos hadn't been doing as well, because their mainline game had kind of shut down. And so I was, like, streaming some art, and I guess they noticed that I was doing it. I think they'd never really processed the fact that I was a professionally trained artist. Because for them, you know, art and custom YouTube thumbnails was their thing. Even though they weren't, you know, they were a programmer. Art was not their thing. But they just somehow internalized it as such. Click. Faster. Okay, I can use my right hand again. But yeah, they had kind of like a quiet blow up on their Twitch stream that I wasn't really privy to, apart from the fact that I knew people were faster now. Much better. Yes, well done. I was only privy to it because people told me he was having kind of a freak out during it. I was just kind of like, man, I'm just doing my own thing, working on my art. You know, this shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna go back to just holding down space. It's way easier on my arm. But pretty much after that, they just stopped showing up. I think they kind of quit their YouTube channel, Cold Turkey, and a bunch of other things. It took a little bit longer than that, but the friendship was still kind of broken. I did nothing about it. I was just drawing my Vegante thumbnail years ago. And like that happened again. I definitely had a couple other friends near to that event and later on who were mad because, you know, their YouTube channels had stalled out or like fully crashed. One of them was like big on one game, a cooperative shooter that had kind of died. And they couldn't find something to pivot to, and they vocally resented me for it, that I was doing well, and, you know, it hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers and some other stuff, and it was just like, oh, this is weird energy. I think it was actually more than that at the time. I like how I feel in here. The sound of the clicker, again. Been a while since it rang like that. Kinda slid and plunked into place. You get a feeling like this, rarely. And the older you get, the less of them you have. That is interesting. You're always running out. It's way too relatable. Weird kidnapping man. I mean, it's not. Alright, as far as I know, our character is here mostly voluntarily. Yes, we're feeding into a bizarre fetish, but our character is doing this for monetary compensation. So, like, this is actually a stable power dynamic, as weird as it is. I mean, obviously, they're a person in control of the situation and also with all of the power here, but on the flip side, our character chose to do this, as strange as that is. But yeah, I mean, the topic of getting older and, like, certain feelings going away. It's a good example. I mean, easy one is, like, I will never be able to play Outer Wilds the first time ever again. I know that sounds super weird from, like, a video game perspective. Hell, I'm never going to be able to play this game for the first time again. And while, admittedly, this isn't giving me, like, a whole lot of, like, that novelty excitement. I mean, if you're watching my videos, you have to have felt this at some point. You crack open a new game, and it's perfect, and you're so excited. Everything about it makes you happy. You know, the exploration, the adventure. Something about this is wrong. Click somewhere else. There. Click there. Good. Very good. And, like, it kind of sucks. As you get older, you get less of those feelings. You know, that excitement of, this is new, this is cool, this is exciting. This is something I've never done before, and this validates my existence. Just a little bit more than it already was. For me, one of the ones was like, I went to Disneyland right before lockdown started. It wasn't intentional, it was just a scheduled trip, and, you know, it didn't, you know, it wasn't that, you know, it wasn't that I was planning to going in right at the beginning of a pandemic or anything like that. Hell, I didn't even know it was going to be a pandemic at the time. It was just like, oh, cases are going up. We might actually have to worry about this. You know, it's not in the US yet, and oh, there are cases popping up in LA. That's bad. Oh, we're flying out of the airport that everybody's coming in. That's bad. But, you know, got lucky, didn't get sick. Which is really nice, because, yeah, we flew out of LAX and everything. But yeah, lucked out. Just got out right before things got bad. I mean, not right before, like a couple weeks before technically, but it felt like it was right before. But being there was this weird magic. Like, I'd been to Disneyland before a couple of times. I used to live in the area when I was a kid, but it was never special in the way that that trip was special. And I was about to turn 30. My friend who we were going with had just turned 30, and like, going to Disneyland as a kid, it's fun. There's a lot of cool things to do, but the weight of it isn't there. The emotional weight of it isn't there. At least it wasn't there for me. But going in as an adult, a fully independent adult, you get to feel like this all the time, don't you? Not sure about that. Special things. Good things. You look at someone like me, and that makes it feel better, doesn't it? I mean, again, sweet. Everything running out. Everyone running out. Except you. Shit, this is just relatable to game. But I'm clean. And strong. In ways you'll never know. The waves inside me would break another man. Whoa, that's a line. That's a really good line. I don't know if I empathize on that one fully, but it is an interesting perspective, you know, looking at other people who are maybe not doing as well as you, and feeling a strange sense of validation from that. It's not healthy, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so, like, going to Disneyland as an adult who could afford to do so entirely on their own time, kind of on their own schedule, choosing which rides to go on and when, what food to eat and when. I'd done plenty of adult stuff beforehand, but it was one of the most, like, adult, validating things I've done as an adult, strangely enough. Moving out for the first time. Not just to an apartment, but to, like, an actual house. We'd rented a house, in the suburbs of Portland. And, like, moving there for the first time and just buying furniture, man. Just, there's something about that. Something just so totally validating in terms of, like, I am an adult guy. This is, you know, who I am now. Not the guy that buys furniture, but I'm an independent person. I don't have to, you know, call my mother and ask if I can, you know, buy something expensive. If I need a new computer, I'm gonna go out and get one. Click. Slower. Like that. Slower, if you can. And, like, that's enough. Click however you want. And, like, buying a couch, I think, was especially validating on a personal level. I don't know why it was the couch. Buying the bed, we did that in our apartment, and that was like a slapdash thing that we did kind of literally last minute. The place closed at 5, and we got into the mattress section at 4:50, and so we were just flinging ourselves onto mattresses to see, like, hey, is this one good? Is this one good? Is this one good? Is this one good? And we found it. It actually didn't even take that much time or effort to find a near-perfect bed. I think I'm not going to say I'm growing out of it exactly at this point, but I could use a slightly bigger bed, because it was a full one, like a queen, just to get some elbow room. But buying the couch, I think it's because a bed is a necessity. Everyone needs a bed. A couch is a luxury. It's nice, and most people should have one, but you don't need one. You can get by with mats on the ground. You can get by with just computer chairs in front of a monitor, which is what we did for 3 years when we lived in Kansas. But buying a couch was kind of this, like, a couch and, like, a dining table setup. Those two were the big adult things for me. It just felt like something, this is what adults do. Not, you know, weirdos that live in their parents' basement running a YouTube channel. Not art students going to college. Not even, I don't want to say I was exactly a runaway in my 20s. You know, what was it, 2016? So I was a 26-year-old, almost 26-year-old, 25-year-old when like I fully went independent of my parents. But, you know, the money was going to be kind of tight, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to crack it as a YouTuber, but things were doing well, and there was kind of that feeling of like, yeah, I can probably do this. But that was still kind of like going off to college for the first time of wasn't fully independent, wasn't fully stable, and obviously I was living in a small one-bedroom apartment. Like, I recognize a ton of people in my generation don't even have that yet. But it still didn't feel validating in the way that, like, I am an adult now would feel. Wow, he hasn't said anything in a while. Look at me. Oh, there we go. Now click. I'll just get close. Good. But, like, I'm never gonna really have that feeling again. I might. I haven't bought a house yet. And I'm sure that's gonna have all of the special feelings again. Not quite in the same vein. You know, we've already got decent dining chairs. We already have the couch. But I'm sure buying a house and filling that with stuff is going to feel actually quite good. But then once I've done that, I don't know. I don't know if buying another house would actually have the same feeling. I'm honestly kind of terrified of it, and I'm putting it off. Somewhat for financial reasons, but also just kind of like, you know, that feeling of like, am I ready yet? But I'm also about to turn 34, so, you know, should be ready at some point. I think a lot of it also does come down to, like, the world is somewhat infantilizing. You know, I don't necessarily want to deride the experience of other generations, but it's always felt like, the way Shell puts it is, we're always a year too late to get access to the, to do the things that we would have normally done. You know, got married a year too late. Or tried to get married a year too late. We were going to get married in 2020. Oops. We were going to buy a house in 2022. Interest rates shoot to the roof. Oops. I don't know what the next year too late's going to be. But it's always one of those where it feels like I've never been quite given the opportunity to be the adults that I was meant to be. I wonder what my wife would say if she knew I was here. I think she'd ask me why. I have a wife, and a daughter, and a son. The son's 3. Daughter's 8. We waited. We wanted to help, wanted them to help raise each other. What could I tell them? That I had a dream? I'm like, I actually don't think I've done that badly for myself, but it's not what I envisioned for myself growing up. You know, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but I never really had, like, the mental image of what being an adult was supposed to be. Furthest I ever got was, like, maybe my brother and I getting an apartment together. And that was a dream from, like, 4th grade. I don't think I ever really thought that far ahead, and I think I still don't. For me, it's more kind of about the immediacy. I don't do long-term. And I probably should have some big long-term goals. One of mine right now is just, I'd like to make a game. It's going to be like a board game, though. I don't think I'm ever going to make a digital game. Learning to program is a whole extra skill set, and I'd rather just focus all of my talent points into art, writing, honestly, commentary, and game design. And programming on top of that would be a pain. Now, obviously, if I make a successful board game, and I want to hire somebody to make a digital version of it, that's easy, that works. That wouldn't be bad. Alright, where was I? Clicking. Right. Topic-wise, I don't know, I was talking about Friends. I don't think I really need to talk about it too much more. I think just the idea of... Oh. I was gonna wait at 8888 for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. I don't have to. I just can. For some reason. I'm feeling a little bit disappointed, mainly because, like, I don't know, am I disappointed? I was really curious to see what they would do with a clicking game, and it's almost kind of like a demake. a bizarre commentary on... Come here. Good. Now click. Like, kind of an absurdist commentary on... That was good. An absurdist commentary on, like, clicking games, but also, like, voyeurism, and, like, oddly enough, maybe part of it is, as a streamer who records these games, there's an audience of people watching me constantly already, so I think this experience that's supposed to be extra weird isn't hitting it for me yet, but maybe it's one of those where there's more to this game than meets the eye. I'm not sure. Like, I guess I've spent the last 11 years having people just watch me, leaving comments, reactions, all sorts of things. And it can be strange stuff, too. It hasn't happened as much recently, but, like, I definitely remember people, like, making weird overtures towards me and my voice and my commentary style. I think it was more when I was younger. But, you know, just kind of that feeling of, like, yeah, this is parasocial in an actually kind of creepy way. And that still happens with my wife a little bit. You don't get to keep your dreams with family. I disagree. Not unless you keep it private. I disagree. Or you're willing to cause harm. I think it depends on your dreams, you weird man. Strangle and cut and break things for a dream. Okay, that's not healthy. Take a thing apart till just the dream is left. Or, I guess you could kill it. That's one way to keep a dream. You can bury it wherever you want. Ooh, the finger waggle is weird. It's weird. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably avoid any major topics at this point. Just because, I mean, we're about to hit 10,000. Something's bound to happen. Right? Maybe. This was kind of an interesting experience. I'm assuming there's more to it than just this. It's strange scaffold. It'd be weird if they just left it like this. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it is supposed to be weird. Just like a short jaunt with this man in a weird mask. I have no idea. But I was kind of hoping that they'd tackle some, like, clicker game idler mechanics instead. That this is pure just clicking. Come back here. On the bed, where you were before. I was on the bed, where I was before. We're almost done. I need you to keep clicking. Fast, slow, doesn't matter. You can't hurt me. Nothing can hurt me. I'm strong and clean, and we are alone. We need to finish this. Please. Can I get up? We need to finish this together. Please. Please. I can't stay here like this. Please. I can't do this if you can't do this. We need to finish this. Does he just loop? Probably does. Thank you.
Howdy, folks. Chad and Shakespeare's. Don't know if you've heard of us before, but how's everyone doing tonight? We've got a little song here about the end of the world. Kiss me, the world is ending.
Man, Xalavier Nelson just has
Kiss
such a good
me and
voice.
send me flying.
Like, I kind of wish he'd voiced the weird man.
We are dying today. Yes, today.
But I guess it's fine.
Tell me your deepest secret. Tell me I'll hold and keep it. Promise that you won't need it today. No, today. Today, there's no pretenses. Today, I've no defenses. No, I love today. Today, my heart is beating, and I've joy, though it is fleeting. Yes, I love today, day. So since there's no tomorrow, I'll leave off feeling sorrow. I'll take instead of borrow today. How's that? You guys like it? Thank you. Take your loved ones home and have a wonderful weekend.
That was a weird game. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of really hoping that it would have some level of, like, unless there's more. Oh. Are we not done yet? Why are you stopping? Okay. So there is more to this. That's what I thought. I don't know what it is. And I want to find out. I want to see what happens to this painting. But I also might just leave us on the cusp. Whatever's going on, whatever's happening here, it's not good. I'll say that much. I think we've been cursed. I think it's one of those, like, weird, super screwed up hereditary curses where you witness the other person perish and you somehow inherit their curse from them. That's my assumption. That's just the most logical conclusion I can come up with here. Probably. And yeah, that's weird. Alright, it's full upside down and others... Oh no, that's just the regular film grain over everything. Feels like the film grain is worse now. But that might just be a me thing. The fact that he told me to keep going is extra bizarre. I do kind of wish that I could, like, pan my camera and look around a little bit more, but I don't know. Oh, it's still going. Why is it still going? I have no idea. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to leave us off here. Whether or not this continues, I might find that out for myself, but to not spoil the surprise on such a cheap game, the game's $3. I think... Oh, it's a portal. I think it's going to turn one more time, and then suck us into the white void that the guy was talking about, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Clickolding is $3, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is genuinely one of the weirder games I've played all year, and it's not the kind of game that, no, it's not a portal, unless it keeps going like one more turn around and it goes horizontal, then sucks us in, question mark. It's one of the weirder games that's come out all year, but I'd like to take this time before we go to do a quick shout out to their previous game and also their future game. El Paso Elsewhere was like a really cool experience that I really enjoyed. Was it earlier this year or was it last year? I have no idea. My sense of time is kind of scuffed. But yeah, I really liked it. It was a Painkiller-esque third-person shooter with like a really introspective protagonist. And a lot of really good, like, character writing, and, I mean, the voice acting was pretty fantastic. I see something in there, and I cannot tell if it is still the same painting anymore. But they also have another game called I Am Your Beast coming out sometime, I think, later this year, with, like, a demo that's available right now. Both of which are really good. So, I don't know. I don't generally consider myself too much of a fan of studios anymore, but I've liked what they've been doing. I don't know if the games really, like, go down in my list of, like, these are games you must play before, you know, something horrible happens to you, like you get a haunted clicker machine or anything like that. But there's some base level of, like, I don't know, it's just neat to have a developer working on weird things that are short, sweet, to the point. He's dead, isn't he? Damn. I knew he was going to go soon, but not like that. No one sees me unless I want them to. It's a whim. A moment. I capture their attention, and I hold it until the feeling passes. Then I leave. I never really considered whether they would remember me. It's actually hard to talk over him. It's a lot louder. Why would I? It's my attention that matters, not theirs. Alright. Anyway, I think I'll leave it here. He remembered, though. He was compelled. It ruined his life. That's how many times you've clicked so far. Not you, of course. The one behind you. The one who clicks. You're going to leave this room. You'll take your reasons with you. You'll forget you ever met me. But the one who clicks, you don't forget anything. Okay, I like this. This is real cool. Not really. You're going to carry a little piece of me forever. Just like I'll carry a little piece of you. That's why I don't visit people anymore. You don't get to choose your impact. One touched moment spreads. You didn't even know I existed, and he gave you a piece of me. his peace. There is no innocent contact where a soul is involved. Alright, now I'm going to leave us here. There was probably more dialogue. It probably goes for who knows how long. It was supposed to be a 30 to 40 minute adventure, but that was a lie. And I like that. I like it when the game itself is unreliable. Because it means that there's stuff to look forward to, and mysteries to solve, maybe. But for now, at least, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Or he will.